Ava Karkner from Oveny Spices, and tonight's my son's birthday. I'm going to make a pork Milanese using the Mediterranean spice paste from Oveny Spices, and it's going to be so fabulous you can't believe. Now I'm going to take these 7 pork cutlets that I have and marinate them with some of the Mediterranean Breeze. So it's probably going to be about 2 to 3 tablespoons, but after I do this part, I'm going to move them around and make sure that all of them are coated properly. And I've got so many more that I need to marinate as well. But I'm not going to spend a lot of time with marinating because I'm just going to bread them and cook them. I've seasoned these with some salt and pepper, and I'm just going to add them to the bowl that has the already coated pork with the Mediterranean Breeze, but I'm going to keep adding to this bowl. And as I add the pork, I need to add a little bit more paste. So 2 more tablespoons, and then I'll move on to the next one after I mix this together. So I just need to make sure that each one of these pork cutlets is coated properly. That's all I'm looking for. So I just want to salt and pepper these, so to get a little seasoning besides the paste. And then add them into the bowl. I've got my breading station set up here, so I'm going to take the marinated pork, and first I've got flour, I've got eggs, and I've got panko breadcrumbs. Now if you don't have panko, you can just use regular breadcrumbs, but you're going to need fresh eggs, and then you need to beat them. Usually when I make this dish, I have to come up with a dry rub on my own, and I have to make all of these 3 different things taste really good. But this time, all I'm going to do is take 1 tablespoon of the Mediterranean Breeze and put it in the egg. And that's going to flavor my entire breading process because it's all whisked in. So I'm going to take each piece and dredge it, put it in the egg wash, and then put it in the breadcrumbs. And you want to make sure that you coat everything very well with the breadcrumbs, or you're going to have some negative spaces. And here it is. Do some more. It's going to get a little messy, but you have to expect that when you bread something. I'm going to work on all the rest, and I'm going to show you how it looks when I'm all finished with it. Now that I've coated the pork, I'm going to put it in the pan to pan fry it. And you want to hear that nice sizzle. Now I'm going to start on the cream sauce while the pork Milanese sizzles away. I've got 4 tablespoons of butter that I'm going to cut up and put into my pot. Now I've got 1 shallot here that I'm going to mince up. And sometimes it comes apart in 2 pieces, so it makes it a little easier to mince. So I'm going to cut it up as small as I can. I like to add a little olive oil to my butter because I don't want it to burn. So you're just going to mince the shallot as small as you can get it and put it in your butter with a little bit of olive oil. And after that simmers for a couple minutes, I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of flour. But you want it to get a little brown so that it gets a nice flavor development. In the meantime, I'm going to need to turn my pork Milanese. And as soon as it's ready, you'll know, because the shallots will turn into a translucent sort of color. Then you're going to use your whisk. You're going to whisk it up and let the flour cook out. I'm going to need a little more. So maybe half of the 1/4 tablespoon or the 1/4 cup. So I've got my sauce here for my pork Milanese, and I've got shallots, a half a stick of butter, and a little more than a 1/4 of a cup of flour. So now I'm going to add some cream. So you're going to take the cream and just whisk it right in. It's probably going to be at least a cup, and then you're going to want to take a little break and make sure that it's incorporated really well. And then I'm going to take a tablespoon of the Mediterranean Breeze and add that in and continue to whisk. You're going to need to add 1 more tablespoon to your cream sauce so that it's really nice and flavorful. And just continue to whisk until it thickens up for you. And you'll know when it's done because it'll look really good and taste really good. So give it a taste test. Now I'm taking my little taste test of my sauce. That is good, and it's all done. Once you see the skin starting to develop, that's when you want to stop it. And now for the final product, the pork Milanese with some of the cream sauce. And there will also be mashed potatoes and green beans for a full meal. But I just have to get a taste of this first. Now I've got to taste the finished product. Crispy, creamy, delicious. Enjoy.